Have you ever wondered why a woman's idea of the right man seems to completely change depending on where she is in life? It's not because she's confused, and it's not because she's playing games. It's because there are three specific ages when a woman's need for real connection intensifies, and most men never see it coming because they're trying to read her with the same lens the whole time. Before we begin, comment your city below because I always love seeing where everyone is watching from. This isn't just an emotional shift, it's psychological, and there's a biological clock running underneath it that most men have never been taught to recognize. Understanding these three windows changes everything about how you read a woman's behavior, her standards, and what she's actually looking for from you. Stage 1. The exploration years, ages 18 to 22. In her early 20s, a woman's brain is still finishing a major piece of construction. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for long-term planning and weighing consequences, isn't fully developed yet. That means her attention naturally pulls toward the present moment instead of the distant future. This is why women in this age range aren't usually scanning a man for husband potential. She's not thinking about where he'll be in 10 years. She's responding to how he makes her feel right now. The excitement, the spontaneity, the energy he brings into a room. This is the season of accumulating experiences. She wants romance that feels alive, not romance that feels like a business plan. A man who is fun, confident, and emotionally engaging will draw her in far more than a man who talks about stability and 5-year goals. If you've ever felt like a younger woman lost interest in you because things got too serious too fast, this is exactly why. She wasn't rejecting you. She was reacting to a stage of life where intensity matters more than permanence. Stage 2. The recalibration years, ages 25 to 30. Somewhere in her mid to late 20s, something shifts. Her friends start pairing off. Engagement posts start showing up. Baby showers become a regular weekend event. And underneath all of that, something else starts quietly ticking, what's often called the biological clock, which isn't a myth or an exaggeration. It's a real psychological pressure that builds with time. This is the stage where a woman stops asking, "Does this feel exciting?" and starts asking, "Does this make sense?" She begins evaluating men through a completely different filter: character, consistency, ambition, and whether he could realistically build a future with her. The same woman who once chased emotional highs in her early 20s starts prioritizing emotional reliability in her late 20s. This is why a woman's standards can seem to suddenly rise. It's not sudden at all. It's a natural shift that almost every woman goes through, whether she talks about it openly or not. If you've ever met a woman in this stage and felt like she was suddenly more serious, more focused, or even more guarded, that's not her becoming difficult. That's her becoming intentional. Stage 3. The authenticity years, ages 38 to 45. By the time a woman reaches her late 30s and early 40s, she's usually lived enough life to know exactly what she doesn't want. She may have already loved, lost, built a career, built a home, or built herself back up after heartbreak. This is the stage psychologists often describe as the shift toward authenticity. She's no longer interested in impressing anyone. She's not chasing intensity, and she's not running a checklist of future potential. What she wants now is emotional safety, a man who is steady, present, and real with her. This isn't about money or status. It's about peace. A woman in this stage values a man who doesn't create chaos, who communicates honestly, and who shows up consistently rather than just talking about it. Surface-level attraction loses a lot of its power here. What matters most is depth. Does this man feel safe to be fully herself around? Can she trust what he says matches what he does? Why this understanding changes everything. If you meet a woman in any of these three stages and you don't understand what she's actually going through, you'll misread her completely. You'll think she's inconsistent. You'll think she's playing hard to get, or that she's changed out of nowhere. But she hasn't changed randomly. She's responding to exactly where she is in her own life story. And that story has a timeline, even if she's never said it out loud. Here's the part most men miss entirely. A woman who feels completely connected to you in one stage of her life might naturally pull away in another, not because you failed her, but because her internal needs shifted underneath her. The men who avoid heartbreak and confusion aren't the ones who say the perfect thing at the perfect time. They're the ones who understand the stage she's in and meet her there. Because the real question was never, what does she want from me? The real question has always been, what stage of her life is she standing in right now? If this gave you a new way of looking at the women in your life, let me know in the comments which stage surprised you the most. And if you want more breakdowns like this on female psychology and relationships, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because this is exactly the kind of content I post regularly.